When the confession began, Dr. Patricia Moore's world changed forever. Her client at Serenity Spa was confessing to a human trafficking operation, and the police weren't involved yet. That's when Patricia's 14 years of Army intelligence interrogation training kicked in. She had healing hands, but she had something more powerful: psychological techniques that could make even dangerous criminals talk. And for 45 minutes, what started as a massage therapy session transformed into a life-saving interrogation. Welcome to Hidden Heroes. Before we dive into this powerful story of courage, hidden skills, and forgotten heroism, let me know in the comments which city you're watching from today. And if you believe stories like this deserve to be told, hit that subscribe button. Patricia Moore had been working as a massage therapist at Serenity Spa in Los Angeles for 6 years. At 43, she was medium height with light brown hair, always carrying a calm and empathetic expression. Clients knew her as the therapist with the most healing touch in the city. Patricia's connection with her clients was almost spiritual. She could bring even the most stressed executives to a state of deep relaxation. Deep tissue massage, aromatherapy, energy healing. She was a master of every technique. Her hands were literally magic. Muscle tension would melt away at her touch. Dr. Patricia's hands truly channel healing energy. Spa owner Elena Martinez would say, clients are completely transformed after sessions with her. It's not just physical healing. She provides emotional healing too. Patricia's daily routine was always the same. She'd arrive at the spa at 9 a.m., meditate, work with 6-7 clients throughout the day, and finish at 7 p.m. in the spa's holistic healing atmosphere. On weekends, she taught Reiki certification courses and therapeutic workshops. The other therapists watched Patricia with admiration. Young massage therapist Madison Chen marveled at how she could create breakthroughs with even the most difficult clients. Even the most closed-off clients would experience emotional releases with Patricia. Patricia, you really connect with clients on a soul level, Madison would say. Where did you learn to create such deep trust? Patricia would smile and say, healing is about trust. But there was something she never told them. She never explained where those trust-building skills actually came from. Nobody knew much about Patricia's personal life. She was single, lived alone, mentioned having a psychology background but never gave details. All they knew was that she was an extraordinary healer. Dr. James Patterson, the spa's wellness consultant, had been observing Patricia for 3 years. As a former psychiatrist, James sometimes noticed unusual things about Patricia. Patricia's ability to read people was extraordinary, not just in therapy but in all her interactions. She could instantly assess a client's psychological state, identify emotional triggers, and recognize resistance patterns. Patricia, James had asked one day, "Did you work in psychology before?" Patricia had paused, thinking for a moment. "Why do you ask?" "I don't know, the way you analyze people. It seems very clinical." Patricia had smiled and changed the subject. "That's just the natural psychology of massage therapy, James." Patricia Moore was actually Sergeant Patricia Moore. From 2005 to 2019, she had served in U.S. Army intelligence as an interrogation specialist. For 14 years, she had worked with dangerous criminals, terrorists, and enemy combatants. Psychological manipulation, stress interrogation, rapport building, truth extraction. She was an expert in all these techniques. Patricia's record was legendary, 94% success rate, never using violence. But in 2019, everything changed. During an overseas operation, she had wrongfully interrogated an innocent civilian. PTSD, moral injury, guilt. Patricia was emotionally broken from warfare. She had discovered massage therapy during her own healing process, first to recover, then as a calling. Massage gave her inner peace and helped her manage the guilt. She transitioned from manipulation to healing. "I learned these skills to break people," she would tell herself. "Now I use them to heal people." But deep down, interrogator Patricia had never died. She had just been repurposed. That Friday afternoon changed everything. Patricia was preparing for her 3:30 p.m. appointment. Marcus Wellington, a 45-year-old wealthy businessman, had been a regular client for 3 years. He claimed to come for stress management, but Patricia always sensed deeper issues. Marcus's anxiety patterns were unusual. Hypervigilance, trust issues, guilt markers. Patricia's interrogation training automatically caught the red flags, but she maintained professional boundaries. Good afternoon, Marcus, Patricia said in her soothing voice. How are you feeling today? Stressed. I have work problems. I need to relax. Marcus lay down on the massage table, but his body language remained tense. Patricia's trained eye immediately noticed elevated heart rate, muscle rigidity, defensive positioning. Patricia began the session. Essential oils, soft music, dim lighting, the perfect relaxation environment. But Marcus couldn't fully relax. Marcus, you seem particularly tense today. Would you like to talk about what's bothering you? Just work stuff. You know how it is. Patricia's interrogation instincts kicked in. Voice tone, word choice, body language, everything indicated deception. But this was a therapy session, not an interrogation. As Patricia worked on Marcus's deep tissue massage, she identified his stress points, but behind the physical tension was emotional tension. Deep guilt, fear, shame. Marcus, your shoulders are carrying an enormous burden, not just physical. I don't know what you mean. Patricia's hands worked on the pressure points in Marcus's neck, while she began applying psychological pressure. Subtle, therapeutic, but effective. In my experience, this type of muscle tension comes from carrying secrets, heavy secrets. Marcus's breathing changed, heart rate increased. Classic deception indicators. Everyone has secrets, Dr. Moore. True, but some secrets are heavier than others. Patricia's voice remained therapeutic, but underneath were interrogation techniques, building rapport, creating a safe space, establishing trust. Marcus, this is a healing space. Whatever you're carrying, it's physically harming you. I can't talk about it. Why not? Because people would get hurt. Patricia's interrogation alarms were ringing. People could get hurt. A classic criminal psychology phrase. Marcus, are you in danger? No. Yes. I don't know. Patricia's hands continued working on Marcus's back, while she formulated a psychological game plan. Therapeutic touch combined with emotional manipulation. Vulnerability-based trust building. Marcus, I've helped many clients through difficult situations. Whatever it is, you're not alone. Marcus began to cry. Dr. Moore, I've done terrible things. Patricia's heart rate increased, but she maintained professional composure. What kind of things, Marcus? My business isn't what people think it is. Patricia's interrogation training was fully active. The subject was beginning to crack. Emotional vulnerability at maximum. Truth extraction imminent. Tell me about your business, Marcus. I transport people. What kind of people? Young women, from other countries. Patricia's blood ran cold. Human trafficking. But this wasn't a massage therapy session anymore. This was life-saving interrogation. Marcus, look at me. Patricia's voice was gentle but commanding. Are these women here willingly? No, they think they're coming for jobs, modeling, waitressing. But what happens to them? Marcus completely broke down. They're sold to men who pay for them. Patricia's mind was racing. A human trafficking ring confession. Active operation. Young women in danger. This information needed to be extracted, but without scaring Marcus away. Patricia's 14 years of training kicked in. Maintain rapport. Obtain actionable intelligence. Ensure subject cooperation. Marcus, where are these women now? There's a house in Riverside. 15 girls. They're being prepared. Prepared for what? For shipment. To buyers. This weekend. Patricia's heart was pounding, but her hands remained steady. Critical intelligence. Time sensitive. Lives at stake. Marcus, who else is involved? My partner Victor. He's Russian. Has connections. The buyers, they're powerful people. What kind of powerful people? Politicians, businessmen, celebrities. They pay millions. Patricia maintained the psychological pressure, showing empathy. Marcus, this is eating you alive. I can feel it in your body. I want it out, but Victor said he'd kill me and my family. You have family? My daughter. She's 16, at boarding school. He knows where she is. Patricia's strategy shifted. Family protection angle. Personal stakes, emotional leverage. Marcus, does your daughter know? God, no. She thinks I'm a successful businessman. You can still be the father she believes you are. Over 45 minutes, Patricia extracted complete intelligence from Marcus. Riverside house address, Victor's full name and contact information. Buyer list high-profile individuals. Transportation schedule. This weekend. Financial accounts. Security details. Approximate ages and countries of origin. For the 15 girls. Marcus, you have to help these girls. I can't. Victor will kill my daughter. Not if Victor is in prison. Are you going to call the police? Patricia paused. For 6 years she'd been a massage therapist, but for 14 years she'd been an interrogation specialist. She had a moral obligation. Marcus, I'm going to help you do the right thing. What do you mean? You're going to cooperate with authorities. In exchange, the FBI will protect your daughter. How do you know about FBI protection? Patricia made the decision. Time to reveal her secret. Because I used to work with them. Sergeant Patricia Moore, Army Intelligence, Interrogation Specialist. Marcus's eyes widened. You're military. Former, but I still have connections, and I know how this works. Patricia kept Marcus calm while calling the FBI. Special Agent Sarah Johnson was a former colleague. Sarah, it's Patricia Moore. I have time-sensitive human trafficking intelligence. Patricia, I thought you retired. I did. I'm a massage therapist now, but I just had a client confess to active human trafficking. Jesus, how reliable. Very. I extracted full operational details. 15 victims, weekend timeline. Will your client cooperate? Patricia looked at Marcus. Marcus, are you ready to help the FBI save these girls? Marcus nodded through his tears. Yes, I want them to be safe. Sarah's subject is willing to cooperate. He needs family protection. We can arrange that. Patricia, are your interrogation skills still sharp? Apparently. 48 hours later, the FBI raid was successful. 15 young women were rescued from the Riverside house. Victor was arrested, and the buyer network was exposed. Thanks to Marcus's cooperation, a major human trafficking network was dismantled. Patricia was trying to return to normal routine at the spa, but she was experiencing internal conflict. Spa owner Elena Martinez was stunned. Patricia, FBI agents came by. What did you get involved in? I just did the right thing, Elena. But how did you know what to do? Patricia considered. Sometimes past experience helps. Madison Chen asked curiously. Patricia, did you work in law enforcement before? Something like that. What kind of something? Army Intelligence, Interrogation Specialist. Madison's mouth fell open. You were an interrogator. I was. Now I'm a healer. For weeks Patricia struggled. Did she want to be a peaceful healer or a justice warrior? In a therapy session with Dr. James Patterson. Patricia, you seem torn between being an interrogator and a healer. But maybe they're both about truth. But interrogation is about manipulation. Sure. Healing is about trust. They can both be about revealing truth to help people. How can they be integrated? You already did it. In the session with Marcus you were both an interrogator when necessary. A healer always. 6 months later Patricia launched her revolutionary program, Trauma Recovery Therapy. Massage therapy plus psychological counseling. Plus truth-telling support, specifically for crime victims. Human trafficking survivors. Those suffering moral injury. We don't extract confessions. Patricia explained to clients, we extract pain, and we find truth as the first step in healing. The program was hugely successful, for healing trafficking victims, for veterans with moral wounds, for empowering survivors. Patricia began sessions the same way. This is a safe space, your truth, your pace, your healing. 1 year later Marcus visited Patricia. FBI cooperation was complete. His daughter was safe. New identity program initiated. Dr. Moore. You saved those girls. And you saved me too. You saved yourself, Marcus. I just facilitated. I want to do more. Help other victims. What do you mean? Work with organizations, fund rescue operations, use my business connections for good. Marcus made a major donation to Patricia's trauma recovery program and established an anti-trafficking awareness foundation. That evening Patricia looked in the mirror at home. For 6 years she had hidden interrogator Patricia. But today the two had integrated. Sergeant Patricia Moore and Dr. Patricia Moore were actually the same person. Both sought truth, both helped people, just with different methods. The next day when she arrived at the spa, Madison asked Patricia if another situation like this happens. "Are you ready?" Patricia answered while setting up her massage table. Madison interrogation skills never disappear, they just change purpose. "I'm always ready." Madison smiled. Now she knew Patricia wasn't just a massage therapist, she was Serenity Spa's guardian of truth, the healing interrogator, the therapeutic truth seeker. And from that day forward, whenever there was a challenging emotional case at the spa, everyone said the same thing: call Patricia, because some people can be both gentle and penetrating, both healing and truth revealing. Patricia Moore was exactly that kind of person, a daytime emotional healing therapist, a critical moment truth extracting interrogator. But for her, the greatest success was helping people use their truths for healing, because real therapy began with truth. Now I ask you, have you ever met someone like this? Someone who heals by day and extracts truth when needed? Write their names in the comments. Because at Hidden Heroes, we believe in giving voice to the stories people carry silently. If this story moved you, subscribe, share, and help keep these voices alive. And remember, sometimes the most powerful truth seekers have the gentlest touch, and real healing begins with truth. People like Patricia Moore remind us, skills can change purpose, but their value is eternal. Whether interrogation or therapy, both are about truth and healing.